News in you, north, east, west, south, unite from every alley and Cali, intersection and back street. In today's news, family, a Florida cop at Liberty High School, amongst high school students, slammed a black female to the ground, making her head hit the ground and then knocking her out cold. And that was a cold sight. She wasn't being combative. I guess she just got into a fight with another student, but the fight was already diffused. And then when the officer came, he grabbed her with her arms already down behind her back and slammed her to the ground, knocking her out cold. See, family, I keep telling y'all out here, we have to protect ourselves. We have to be careful in the way we move. Because that right there didn't make no sense. And we all have to be careful. Men, women, and children. And that was actually a child because she was at a high school. She was a high school student. So that was a child. And for the officer to do her like that, it doesn't make no sense. And she also was a female. She wasn't just a child. She was a child and a female, a black female. And the way he grabbed her and slammed her, you would think she just did a shooting or something. He needs to be prosecuted for this. He definitely needs to be prosecuted. And more than that, is that all they get when they do this to people? A pat on the back. The city gets sued for the money. No, the officers, they need to start making these officers have to pay for their behavior. Just kicking them off the force and then what, they go to another city or another state and get a job? No, they need to have a system in place where they're banned, period, from any law enforcement for any community contact. Because if you're willing to treat a woman like that, somebody you could grab and restrain, but you're going to grab her and slam her. And the way he slammed her, family, it just looked it wasn't appropriate at all. And you know, her being a woman, the way she fell, it didn't look good. She fell, it was horrible. It was very, very horrible. It was wicked. And it's not making sense for these things to still continue to happen after all these riots, all these protests, and these things are still happening. And my message to the officer is, what if that was your child? What if that was your daughter? You wouldn't like that. If somebody did that to your kid, you would be protesting in an uproar, ready to fight, ready to kill and everything else. So you definitely don't have rights to do that to nobody else's child. That's what people need to think about sometimes. What if that's your family, your children, and somebody doing that to them? You wouldn't appreciate that. You'd be pissed off to the highest. But you don't use your head when it comes to other people's children, or other people's husband, other people's wife, other people's family. So people have to think about that. And like I always say too, karma is a BI. But yeah, that's out of control. And you got other officers there with you. It was enough adults around for you to not have to use that excessive force on that child like that. And I don't know what to say about it, because this is not new. This is not something that we just getting into. Y'all been doing that for many moons. And we as the people, we fed up with it. I'm definitely fed up with it. And something definitely has to give. So I'm going to say peace to the family. Be safe while y'all out there, family. And this is the news in you. north, east, west, south. Unite from every alley in Cali, intersection and back street. Subscribe to the channel and hit the likes on the video on your way out the door. One love.